Warning, this video may contain content that may not be suitable for children or anyone else that is easily offended. Strong language, graphic content, nudity, bad jokes, and a possible idiot, aka myself, may be featured in the following clip. Viewer discretion is advised. It is not responsible for any damages that you receive watching this video. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Zims, and welcome to a different kind of video. Today, we're going to be talking about the Netflix series, The Tinder Swindler. I just watched this the other night, man. I had to take notes because I had to say my part, and I want to see anybody else have the same opinion. If you have not seen the show or the series, make sure you click out now because there are going to be some spoilers. I don't want to be talking about the whole thing. But if you're looking for a reason to watch it and why you should watch it, then this is the channel for you. You guys are channel, my name is Zims, and welcome to the Crow's Nest. But if you guys know me, you know I'm completely honest. I'm 100% when it comes to anything I'm talking about. I don't like to try to fake it and be like a fake content creator. I give you the real, you know what I'm saying? If you ask, I'll tell you. Yeah, let's get it. This was the most reddest flaggest thing I've ever seen in my life, bro. It was like sad, it was funny, it was shocking. It was just a mixture of different stuff. It was action-packed and felt like Keanu Reeves was gonna pop out. Started on Tinder, right? Of course, everybody gets on Tinder to find their love, their match, whatever it is. Maybe it's hookup, maybe you're looking for a long-term connection, maybe you're just looking for friends, or maybe even conversation, right? This girl named Cecilia, I forgot how old she was, she hops on Tinder and she says she's looking for a guy that's, she said charismatic and outgoing, adventurous, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that stands out from the usual dude. So she's looking around, she's swiping and swiping, and she sees this dude, right? She says she loved beaches. This dude didn't have not one beach picture in his profile. But what you could see was his status. He was taking pictures next to jets. He was in pilot seats. He had nice jewelry. You know, he had a dog of his chihuahua licking him on the mouth. I don't play that. The dog can lick me right here, not on my lips. That's nasty. But to each his own. Anyways, she's like, oh wow, I like his style, and I have a thing for men with suits, which she never said she did, but hey, whatever it is. I took it as she picked this dude because he looked like he was in status and he lived close by. So they meet for coffee, right? So this is the red flag for me. He said, hey, I leave tomorrow, but let's meet for coffee, right? My thing is, why are we even meeting for coffee if you're about to leave tomorrow, right? That was the red flag for me, number one. She goes or whatever, 5-star hotel. Okay, cool, so the dude got money because the hotel had to be expensive to where she had stopped at. If you're leaving tomorrow, 9 times out of 10, you're trying to smash, right? It does just get right to the point. You're trying to smash, you're trying to leave, trying to get some booty right before you get on the plane. So he's talking to her and stuff like that. And then the second red flag was like, I'm leaving for Bulgaria tonight. You can come with me on my private jet. To any normal person, hell no. I don't care how much money you got. I'm not jumping on the plane with you, right? That's like if you just meet me and I tell you, hey, let's go somewhere else. You're just gonna jump on a plane with me and go? And on top of that, the people that he was going with was the girl Cecilia, his baby mama and his daughter and some other dude. And I was just like, you're just gonna hop on a plane with all these people. So it gets worse. Remember the baby mama on the plane. On the way to Bulgaria, whatever it is, they get a hotel, another 5-star hotel. So dude got money. And then he kisses her on the elevator and she said it was the most passionate kiss ever and I felt the connection. Bruh. You just met him that day. What connection did you feel? I don't know what connection it was. Was it the connection of money? Was it the connection of, wow, this dude swept me off my feet and took me to another place across the country? Like, what was it that swept you off his feet? What was so passionate about it? Okay, I get it. He was cool looking. He was Israeli, you know what I'm saying? But we'll get more into that later. But I don't know. It's just something about status that drives people crazy. But the thing I think worked for him the most was that he was able to provide women with things that most men can't do. What dude, you know, can just go off and fly to Bulgaria, right? Yeah, he sent you a bouquet of flowers. He's doing all this extra stuff. Who, like, let's be honest, not many women get flowers these days. So if you sitting here and you sending flowers, you going out of your way to do stuff that other men not doing, you're gonna stick out like a sore thumb. You're gonna have that grown man energy, you know what I'm saying? Like you giving off energy that other little dudes or whatever wouldn't think about. So fast forward, you know what I'm saying? They get in the hotel room. They beat cheeks, right? And this dude uses the oldest trick in the book. You know, usually most people do stuff like this. Oh, that was good. So what you about to do? So once you know you smash, there's only two things gonna happen. Either you're gonna stick around or you're gonna come up with some excuse to leave. Let's be honest, right? I'm pretty sure he told his buddy like, hey, call me at this time, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So his friend, his bodyguard named Peter, calls his phone and said, hey, there's been a security breach. We need you down here now. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. I gotta go. Oldest trick in the book. You know what I'm saying? Girls do it, dudes do it. Like, oh my God, my girlfriend's cat drank too much milk. I have to leave right now. Like, oh, you sure? Yeah, he drunk too much. He's choking. And they leave, like, dumbass excuse. So they show these pictures and some of them look kind of real up close, but then you could kind of tell, like the pictures looked real of his bodyguard getting injured. Maybe his bodyguard did get into a fight one day. He just saved those pictures as an excuse for him to use it later on as a way to get out of a situation. He does that. He showed his face, bro. It looked like ketchup. It looked like washable marker. It didn't even look like blood to me. I'm just watching this thing like, damn, she really fell for it. We got attacked and you should be safe and stuff like that. So then he tries to cut her off, right? And this is another red flag that stood out to me. He told her, hey, I deleted my Instagram. I need you to block your Instagram so they can't get you to me, right? So what does that tell you? That lets you know that they know who she is. So if he was to delete his account, hers is still there. But if they know that they could get her through you, why wouldn't she delete her account as well? Why would you just want her to put it on private? Doesn't make any sense. And then he tells this girl, hey, I'm on the run right now. Since they're tracking my money, I need you to open a credit card with your name on it. Now let's go back to the Instagram thing. Why would I put the credit card in my name if they already know who I am? Because they can track me through you. So they know who I am already, right? So why would I put my name on the card? I was like, okay, let's see where this is going. And she listened to him, like dead ass. That's another red flag. Why you need your card money for you need help, right? The dude is supposed to be the prince. He was going by the name of Simon Levi. He was supposed to be like a diamond cutter for some big corporation. He was supposed to be the prince of some dude that started this big diamond company, right? If you're a prince and your dad's a king and you're related to the Levi family, why would you need money from a stranger? That doesn't make any sense because you can just ask your sister, your brother, uncle, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that's a part of the supply company. That didn't register for her. It was just her. It's like, oh wow, he did so many things for me, so I'm gonna go out of my way to try to help him because he bought me nice dinners and he sent me on flights and 5-star hotels, right? It would be rude of me not to do something back. This girl goes out and gets an American Express. America's Express, they didn't check no verifications, nothing, bro. They were just sending out money. But anyway, he asked her to pull out a loan for $25,000. She goes over there, she sends him $25,000 in hard cash because he didn't want to be traced because they can trace the money back to him. She goes over and she takes the money of the loan, $25,000 whatnot. They wasn't going to give her a bank and he sent her some paperwork saying that she was worth $250,000 or whatnot. And you know how banks is, they see money and they just open up accounts. They don't care who you are. If they show you how much you got $250,000, you can open whatever account you want, you know what I'm saying? They did that. She travels all across the world and then she gets to this dude. I forgot what location it was, but she gets to him. I think it was Amsterdam. She gets to this dude, gives him $25,000 in cash. She's like, oh yeah, you know what? Thank you so much. And this and that, but hey, you got to get back home before they catch on to you and blah, blah, I don't want you getting hurt and all this stuff and the diamond trades, right? So she leaves. Then he meets another girl named Pernilla. Pernilla was another person that was on Tinder, but she was different from Cecilia because Pernilla was like her own person. She was independent. She had a job. She traveled a lot. She had her own thing. She was like pretty much diverse in every category that you want to think of. So he meets her and he tries to do the same thing with her, but instead he takes her to a club and he's popping bottles and stuff like that. And you call them the champagne flies. You know, the girls, they see a champagne bottle, they try to use their looks to get over there to get free drinks and look cool in the VIP section. And she wasn't digging that, right? So he tried to make a move on her, kind of like shoved him off, not whatever, not really shoved him off, but kind of like, no, I'm not feeling that same connection. But he was like, okay, cool, we can be friends. So what he did was he switched the playing field. He knew he was not going to be able to do the same thing to Cecilia, to Pernilla, because Pernilla has money, so he's not really showing her nothing that she hasn't seen before. It usually works on girls that haven't experienced it, so they get that wow feeling. But if she's already been through it and have dated a diamond person before, it's nothing to her. Pernilla had said that he was in the club that same night paying for everything in cash. He had told Cecilia that he needed for the diamond business, so you can assume where the cash that he was paying in cash came from. I'm like, bruh, this dude is crazy. Well, I say he switched the playing field. So he gonna keep her to the side as a friend, and then later on, if he ever needs her, he has somebody to fall back onto. Back to Cecilia. So every 2 to 3 days, this dude is maxing out every credit card, bruh. DNB, American Express, Instant Bank for $50,000, and she just send them money. He's like, oh, don't worry about it. I'm gonna pay you back. You know me, I took you this place, that place, and she's just eating it all up, right? He's like, okay, she's like, hey, I'm running out of money and options here. I can't keep, you know, like lying to banks and stuff forever. I need money to pay my bills and stuff like that. So he was like, okay, you know what? Come over here, meet me, and I'm gonna write a check and stuff for you. So he goes out there, he writes her a check, and then she goes back London, where she was from, to kind of cash the check. And then 2 days passed, 3 days, you know, 4, and then she calls the bank and they said they will not cash it because obviously the cash was fake, the check was fake, and they wasn't gonna cash a fake check, right? The thing that stood out to me was what she should have realized was when he was even getting attacked and he was busy and he told her how dangerous it was, he was still stopping to see her, right? So little small details like that will let you know what a person is about. So if you're already getting attacked and you're already doing this stuff and then you realize that he's not coming around as much as he used to be, then 9 times out of 10, you're probably getting scammed, you're getting played, or he doesn't really care that much about you because you was already getting attacked earlier, but you still made time to come see her. You still made time to pull up hotels. You still made time to drop off flowers. You know what I'm talking about? Saying spend time with her, but now you don't have time and you're busy. They're after you, but you still going out and traveling. That doesn't make any sense. You're making yourself a target because you keep going out to the eyes of the public. One sure way you can know it's a scammer is when their whole personality changed. When they're telling you to give them money or something like that and you don't agree to do it, or you kind of like question them and they start getting irritated, you know you're dealing with a scammer, because 9 times out of 10 they get frustrated because you're not listening to them and their scam is not working. So this is exactly what happens to her. She's like, you know what, I can't do it anymore, I get money. And he starts like cussing her out and he's cold and he's like being just like real rude and like empty. He's not really talking to her as much anymore, and eventually he just cuts her off. After he cuts this girl off, bro, he took her for $250,000. $250,000. He's just out there living it up. And I'm just like, damn, I'm just devastated. Like, he just did her dirty, right? This is only one girl. But I know for one thing, bro, I ain't never getting an American Express card because they just kept sending money. They wasn't verifying it. They wasn't making sure it was her or nothing. $10,000 purchase, $20,000 purchase. Flight from this country to that country. Bottles on top of bottles, expensive food. Dudes ordering the whole menu, sushi, cat tongue, caviar, bro, whatever it is, you name it, bro. He was ordering it. So eventually, you know, after she blocks him, right, she tried to call the bank to kind of tell him what happened. The bank comes to her house, right, and it says, how, you know, do you have a picture of the guy? Do you know what he looks like or anything like that? She said, yeah, this is what he looks like right here. And the bank tellers look at each other like, yeah, that's the dude. That's the dude that's been, you know, kind of like scamming people out of the money. That's Simon Levi or whatever it was, right? And she was shocked because she was like, what's his name? They were like, he goes by many names. So this lets me know, bro, dude could have been named Darkwing Duck and no one would have cared, bro, because he had money. Everywhere he went, Mr. Levi, yeah, come on in, bro. They knew who he was. They was like the same thing as always. They'll bring the whole menu out. They'll have his own little table. Like, he was just that dude. When he found out she had blocked him, right? She had moved back with her mom and stuff because the money was tight and like that. Dude calls her mom house. I don't even know when she gave her mom's number or what, or he never even met her mom or what was going on, but he called her mom house and told him. It's kind of like every action has a consequence, but the way he said it was every reaction has an action or something like that, because you know he's from Israeli and maybe his English wasn't too good. And then she said she was scared and stuff like this and all this other stuff. Her mom was scared because they knew where he lived. He had a picture of her passport photo and stuff like that because he was opening credit cards and doing all this other stuff in her name. So it was just like, he has your whole identity and you know nothing about this man. Fast forward, Pernilla and them, they start doing like an investigation to find out who this dude is, because he's going by Simon Levi, but that's not him because he goes by many names. And it's come to find out this dude, his name is Shimon Hyatt or something like that. And the reason they found that out was because they had to fly to Israel to find out what his name was and his last place of address, because he would not pop up on Google. He would only pop up as Simon Levi, right? As the diamond person, because anybody can create a website, right? Make it look real. So he goes there, they meet up with the mom, and the mom was like, his name, he's not Hyatt or no more. He's not Shimon Hyatt anymore. It's like, then what is his name? And she was like, Levi. And I was like, damn. So they was trying to compare the people to make sure it was him, and they trying to like, you know, make sure Shimon and Simon are the same person, and to have evidence on him to get him arrested, because he was wanted by the Israel police. He was wanted by some other people too, right? After they keep finding out information, they found out this dude was sent to jail back in 2015 for finessing out 3 Finnish women for the same thing, for fraud. But back then he was doing like small stuff like checks, just regular small fraudulent stuff, trying to cash checks and getting them to like, oh, you got a grant or whatever, just submit this check and you get the money, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. So he's telling people back then, 2015, he would say he was a secret agent posing as a pilot, and, you know, flying the I forgot what it's called, the Israel Airlines or something like that. He was a guns dealer and he knew all about weapons, and he sold high-tech weapons to countries in the United States, and just making up big lies and then telling them the deal went wrong and sending them the same pictures that he was sending the new girls, Pernilla and Cecilia, as his guard getting attacked and whatnot because the arms deal's going bad. And it worked. So dude was sentenced to 3 years, right? And I was thinking like 3 years is a long time for you to perfect your craft. Now you have time to read books. Now you have time to figure out how wire transfers work. You have time to figure out what can be traced, what can't be traced, what's considered illegal and not legal. And you know, wording plays a big role when you're being prosecuted and stuff like that. Because anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law, right? And it was just like, as much as I wanted to hate this guy, I couldn't, because he was just so smooth and he was able to manipulate them in a way that was just unbelievable. Like, any normal person would have been like, wait, something does not seem right. Like, how are you a billionaire and you need money and you're broke? Like, that just doesn't register for me. And your company is still flourishing and selling all these diamonds, but yet you're broke? I believe he used psychology to his advantage, man. And he was able to play with the women's emotions and to get them to do things that a normal wouldn't want to do through love and gifts and just pleasure and all that stuff, intimacy, and it worked. And then come to find out, the lady that was the baby mother that was on the plane with the daughter was one of his victims from 2015. And she didn't say shit, bruh. Not a word. She didn't tell this girl, hey, look out, this dude is not that. Even when they were alone in the backseat of their car going to the Bulgaria hotel, she did not say anything, bro. Either one, two things happened. Either he paid her off or she was just being petty and she wanted somebody to feel how she felt when she got played, but she didn't say a word. But she didn't end up getting charged or anything for that stuff later on down the line, which was kind of messed up. But man, Cecilia was hoodwinked, bamboozled. She didn't get swiped on Tinder. Tinder swiped right on her. Pernilla got off a little bit easier because a journalist was able to tell her, like, hey, this dude is this person. Be careful who you're talking to, because this dude does this to women and he gets their money out of them. And she sent it to him. He's like, don't listen to them. They're lying. They're the enemies and stuff like that. You know, scammers, when their scam is going too good, they don't want people to mess up their scam. So he started lying and stuff like that, right? She kind of like, okay, we're gonna get this dude. So she teams up with a journalist and they go to Munich. She meets him in Munich. They go to have a cafe. He walks in, Mr. Levi, welcome back. Here's your table, blah, blah. Order the whole menu again. They're eating sushi and stuff like that. While the journalists are across the street, they're trying to like get film of them being outside, you know, trying to bamboozle the women. And they're taking pictures, right? And he just happens to look up and see the camera. I don't know how he's seen it. He must have had one of them big ass goddamn red carpet. Rihanna, over here, Rihanna, yeah. They start speaking in Hebrew and stuff like that, and they push her into the car and they driving like real fast. And he's like, oh, the enemy's here. They're trying to get away. They dripping and whipping and flipping and all the way through Munich, Germany. Like, they just driving and driving. So she's like trying to like pretend so they don't like know that she set him up and try to kill her or something. Cause you never know. People get desperate, and if they're trying to get away, they'll do whatever they can in their power to get away cleanly. And that means killing you, then they might just do it. They end up calling him and trying to like, you know, why are you doing this? I already know. I already found out about this and that, and I already know that you've been swindling money out of women since 2015. I know about the Finnish women, and I don't know what you believe. It's not like that. And he was like, you don't have any evidence, and you don't know what you're talking about. Don't believe them and stuff like that. My thing is like, you don't have any evidence. You just told on yourself. You don't have any evidence. That's just like, you just deny, like, I didn't do anything. Why would you tell somebody you don't have evidence? So that just lets me know you're lying. But he was like, I went to the Israel police and they told me that your name is Shimon Hayat. And he got like real quiet, bro. That was the moment he was like, that didn't work. He ended up threatening her just like he did Cecilia and her mom. It didn't work. He stopped messing with her and kind of like cut her off because she wasn't falling for it no more. So he didn't get her for as much. Come to find out, he was the real Mr. 305 because people started coming out once they started publishing newspaper. Oh yeah, that's the guy. He babysitted my kid and stuff like that, 5-year-old. That's the pilot dude I was dating. Oh, that's Mr. What's his name? He's a rabbi. Like, dude was taking on babysitter, teacher, cop, pilot, damn weapons dealer, diamond dealer. Dude was everything in a book, bro. He should have been somebody's daddy in career day because the dude had every job known to mankind. After that, he was dating some girl for like 14 months. Her name was Aileen. Aileen was the GOAT one out of this situation. She got him good, but it wasn't good enough, but she still got some kind of justice. She ended up finding out the story online, and she was getting on the airplane and she read the article and was like, oh my God, he did the same thing. So she started comparing messages to Pernilla and Cecilia, and he was saying the same thing, sending the same videos, but changing the name of each time he said it, right? So she's like, oh my goodness, okay, he wanna play games, so I'm gonna get him, right? Rewind that back, he gave Pernilla some money because Pernilla was running out of money too, and she said, hey, I need some money, blah, blah, blah. And before she found out what all that was going on, he gave her a watch, but the watch was fake, because of course the dude is broke, right? So fast forward, she's like, oh yeah, you know, this found out this, I found out that. She's like, okay, I'm gonna get you. So she's like, I don't have any more money, I know I need bills and stuff like that to get it. So he was like, I need money ASAP, try to send me money and this and that. So she's like, hey, let me go out to meet you and I'll take all your name brand clothes, I'll try to flip them and give you money so that you can leave that area and catch your flights wherever you're trying to go. He's like, okay, so you got Gucci, Dolce & Gabbana, bruh, Fendi. He got some other name brand stuff I didn't know about, Balenciaga. Like, he just had like a bunch of name brand stuff, bro. Red bottom shoes, bro was styling on people, right? So she goes out there and he tries to go and gets surgery. He goes to the surgery and he's like, hey, my nose, my chin, my lips and stuff fixed, but the surgeon dude denied him because because he said only criminals want to get that surgery. They ended up leaving and whatnot, and then she ended up taking 3 big ass luggages full of his designer clothes. She said, hey, I want to do this, I'm gonna flip them back. Now, mind you, Aileen works as a luxury something clothing specialist or something like that. She's really familiar with the type of clothes that she wears. So she's starching them out, pressing them out, making them look brand spanking new, bruh. She lists all his stuff on eBay, bruh, and started selling them and selling us all his stuff. So the days passed by and he realized he's not getting any money. And she's like, oh, you know what? I'm still selling and stuff like that. He's like, okay, but more days passed and he realized he's not gonna get his money. Bruh, he snaps again. You better give me money. You know it's my money. I need my money now. Give it to me. He sounded like Dexter when he get mad at Dee Dee when she went to the laboratories. She swindled the swindler, bro. Like, she was flipping his clothes and selling. I mean, obviously she's not gonna get all that money back, but you know, getting some back, and you know, it feels a little bit of justice. You know, you get to swindle the person that got you, so you get them back, right? Revenge is the best medicine. That's my opinion. Yeah, but he was like, hey, I need you to give me my stuff. Give me my stuff back. I need the money now. Give me the money.
A few moments later.
Aileen, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry that you have to do this. Okay, just call me back. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
12 seconds later.
And if I don't get my stuff, there's reaction. To every consequence, there is to action. He does all that, bruh. Dude was so broke. His final thing was, could you please go to the store and buy me a lottery ticket? And I picked the numbers. Do you know how broke you gotta be to ask somebody to buy you a lottery ticket? And this dude was a dude buying caviar and expensive this and that. And it was just like, why didn't you save all this money? You know what I'm saying? Like, me personally, I would've did like a backup plan. Like, hey, if it gets too high, I'm gonna take whatever I took from people, put it in my savings, and then go to somewhere like Egypt or Thailand where I can live out somewhere, you know, comfortably for a long ass time. But no, he didn't do that. She's texting this dude and he's always on his phone. Like, there's never a time where he's not on his phone. Only time, if you use WhatsApp, when you send a message through, there's like 2 check marks. 2 check mark means it arrived. If it turns blue, it means they haven't seen it. And yes, they got that read receipt thing on where they don't let you know when they read it. But he had a 1 bar, which let her know that he was on an airplane heading somewhere. So she said she remembered him saying that he wanted to go to Athens. So she tells the police, I think he's on this flight, right? So he was on that flight. So they ended up arresting the dude. And this dude, bruh, dude is sentenced to 15 months in jail, bruh. He does 5 months. 5 months in jail and they release him. I'm thinking like, okay, maybe he's gonna do 5 in Israel and then the United States is about to take him. Nope, he didn't get charged for defrauding none of those women, bruh. 0. Didn't get charged for nothing because the way he worded his words when he was talking to him. All the time he was saying stuff like, oh, I'm borrowing it, I wanna give it back to you. So technically you can't get in trouble for borrowing money. And he didn't force you to get a card in your name. End up biting him in the ass because technically he borrowed the money, so you can't get arrested for borrowing money that you said you was gonna pay back. That's like me saying, hey, can I borrow $20? And I don't give you your $20 back next week. It's either I just don't give you your money or you're gonna try to have to beat me up to get the money out of me, you know what I'm saying? And then even then, you're gonna go to jail for assault because you beat me up over $20 that I said I would pay you back. It doesn't have to be tomorrow, it doesn't have to be next month, it could be 2 years from now, but I'll pay you back. I never said I'll pay you back, you know? So it was just that loophole that got this dude off the thing. So he ended up gunning off and starting his own business, offering business advice for $301. You get business advice for $301, bruh. Dude ended up taking women for about $10 million in total. That's like from 2015 up to like his recent cases. He ended up getting with the Israeli model, bruh. And he's still living life lavish and he's supposedly not broke anymore. I guess his business is flourishing, but to this day, those women are still paying off their debts. Them banks do not care who took the money and what they did with it. All they care about is they getting their money back. So at the end of the day, after all the chaos this dude had caused, he still won in the end. And this was the show. I was just like, man. And I encourage you guys to go watch it for yourself because me just talking about it don't do it justice. I hope I was able to hype it up for you guys just a little bit. This was crazy. I was shocked that dude only did 5 months, got out, and still kept balling, bro. Who does that? Damn. And I was gonna say that earlier. It doesn't matter what you do, bro. If you have status, if you have money, if you're a somebody, bro, some women do not care, bro. That's why he got him an Israeli model. After all that stuff that happened, she's seen what he did to all those women. She still did not care, bro. I've seen some women say, oh, wow, I heard your D was good for my friend. I want to see for myself. I've seen girls say, oh, you got a girlfriend? Yeah, so I can't talk to you, but it's okay, I don't mind. Some women don't care, bro. Just like, not even trying to bring that up, but like Chris Brown, bro, just like he beat up Rihanna, bro, people still love Chris. It doesn't matter, bro. If you have status, that's all that matters. Status and money rule the world. And he was able to do that. And it sucks that they have to suffer and pay off their debts to this day. To be honest, if I had the money, I would have helped. It sucks to suck, man. That's why I'll let you guys know. You have to listen twice as much as you speak, because you never know what people's intentions are. I say it all the time, say the red flags, look at the red flags. If you ever get a gut feeling that something is wrong, it probably is. So let me know down in the comment section if you enjoyed this, man. I really appreciate you guys sticking through. I know it's a long video of me talking, but this show was really dope, man. If you guys new to the channel, my name is Prize and welcome to the Crow's Nest. And don't forget about the giveaway that's going on. If you guys want to win $60, make sure you guys hit that link down in the description box. Or if you just want to use the $60 and put it towards some toes or feet pictures, whatever you guys do in your spare time is none of my business. But again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.